Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 19th, 2022. This is the Senate Transportation, Finance, and Policy Committee. The meeting will come to order. And for all of those in attendance, I will tell you that we have 22 different projects that are on our agenda for this afternoon. Obviously, we can't spend a lot of time on each project, but the whole idea is to give you an opportunity to come forward, explain your project, and tell us why you feel your project is important to you from a local standpoint. Because of the total number of testifiers, we are going to keep track of the time, and everybody has 4 minutes to put your best foot forward. But again, the idea is I want to illustrate the need that is out there and give each of you an opportunity to just in public talk about your particular project. So we are going to begin at the top of the list. Is Senator Miller here?
I don't want to go back to the bottom of the list.
Come on forward, Senator Miller. Welcome to the committee. You have Senate File 3844. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. Today I'm here to talk about Senate File 3844. It's a very simple bill. It's a one-time appropriation of $487,125 to put an auto seal on 3.9 miles of Highway 74 in Winona County. And to talk more about the project, I have Winona County Commissioner Steve Jacob with me here today.
Mr. Jacob.
Sure. Well, thank you for the opportunity to talk about this today. So,
pull the mic in towards you a little bit, if you would.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
So I'm also the chair of the Winona County Road and Bridge Committee, as well as a commissioner there representing this district. But in 2001, MnDOT had applied what's called a double auto seal surface to the stretch of Highway 74 in question. And this auto seal surface behaves and looks much like pavement, and people, they often mistake it for pavement. The surface, it held up extremely well for 15 years, and then during that time, the state of Minnesota really enjoyed very low maintenance costs, and but after 15 years, the road started to deteriorate, and then in August of 2021, MnDOT gave only a 7-day notice of their intent to downgrade the road and revert the road back to crushed rock. So some of my constituents were concerned about that, and they expressed to me that as their local representation, that they really weren't given an opportunity to weigh in on the downgrading of their public infrastructure, and they really felt like transparency was lacking in that. So the public's expressed to me that even though they pay the same taxes really as everyone else, they feel the state of Minnesota is singling this community out and treating it differently than the population as a whole, since it's not the policy of the state to revert any other highways in Minnesota back to crushed rock from an improved surface. And this remains the only unpaved highway in the state of Minnesota. So you can imagine if it was the road in front of your house and it was suddenly within 7 days reverted back to crushed rock, how that would be a surprise to you. But anyhow, in Winona County, after seeing the success of the 2001 Highway 74 double auto seal, Winona County conducted their own studies and determined that the auto seal surface would both save the taxpayers money and greatly improve the driving surface. And Winona County went on to duplicate that double auto seal surface on 9 Winona County roads. The auto seal surface has been studied and proven to cost less over its life cycle than adding crushed rock every year and grading the road time and time again. The surface not only costs less than crushed rock, but it adds significant safety improvements in winter driving conditions due to the ability to add as much salt and sand as needed, and provides a much better surface for the plows to plow snow off of and for the cars to gain traction on. Furthermore, crushed rock produces heavy dust conditions, which is not just a simple nuisance, but it's a major safety issue on curvy state highways when the vehicles are hidden in clouds of dust. And also the auto seal surface, it reduces damage to suspension and air filtration parts on the taxpayers' vehicles. And lastly, the Winona County Board passed a resolution asking for this surface to be restored to what it had been before the DOT took the surface off. And many hundreds of citizens signed, 750 citizens signed a petition asking to have the surface put back on Highway 74. So we feel like it's a win-win-win. The double auto seal saves the taxpayers money. It provides a huge upgrade for the citizens that use the highway, and it greatly enhances safety. So we'd love to see that surface put back on that road, restored to the way it had been.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. Senator Miller, you are unique. You have the only unpaved trunk highway in the state of Minnesota. Final word, Senator Miller.
Nothing further, Mr. Chairman, members. We just appreciate your consideration.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
you.
coming. Senator Rosen. Senator Rosen, welcome to the Transportation Committee. You have Senate File 0668. And if you want to tell us a little bit about it, then I believe you have at least one witness or testifier online.
I do, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
And it's Jason Femrit, our city administrator, or engineer, excuse me, for Madison Lake. And the bill is $510,000 for bond proceeds to PFA to pre-design, design, construct, furnish, equipped water infrastructure and lighting along the Highway 60 corridor, and to line the sanitary sewer pipes along Lake Avenue in the city of Madison Lake. But I would like to turn it over to the city administrator, or engineer. Keep giving him a promotion.
Thank you, Senator Rosen. Mr. Femrit, are you online?
I am indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening or afternoon. Thanks for the opportunity. Jason Femright. I'm with Bolton and Mink. I'm the city engineer for the great city of Madison Lake. And I was the previous city administrator has since moved on. So the new city administrator wished that I take this opportunity. This was an opportunity that the city worked with Senator Rosen to help identify some of the funding gaps that the city of Madison Lake has. So MnDOT came through with the Highway 60 project. Madison Lake is down between Mankato and Faribault. Major highway comes through the community. It's kind of the lifeblood of the community. MnDOT came through and designed the new roadway from city limit to city limit, just shy of a mile. It was, obviously a deteriorating roadway that needed rehabilitation. Well, with that, there was certainly a continuous lighting component from city limit to city limit that the city wanted to continue to have for safety reasons and things like that. And under the MnDOT policies, their lighting is only contributed at county road intersections. That left a bunch of gap within the community, and obviously lighting and the cost of that was something that the city really had, was having trouble bearing that cost. Also, the public infrastructure underneath the highway, since we were coming through there, needed to have some upgrades and replacement. Obviously, that was the time to do it. Again, the city's water fund and the sewer fund were certainly in a condition where this coming through at the times that it are, along with other needs within the community, is a little bit of a hardship for that city. So that's when the previous administrator spoke with Senator Rosen and bringing this forward here. So good community. It's based tourism with lakes in that area and a hardworking community. And this road has been a great asset to it and wishes for it to continue. It's just the hardship on that city and being able to pay for that is the reason for this request.
Thank you, Mr. Femright. Do you have any other testifiers?
I do
Senator?
not, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Mr. Shoebridge is the former city administrator, I see.
Yes, he is.
Now I get it.
Yes.
Senator Rosen, final words?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, for this. And I did go to District 7 head engineer, Greg House, to look for funding for the lighting, for anything we could do here, and it's just not in their purview. So this is why we're coming to the legislature. And as Mr. Fermit said, that it's a great community. It's not a bedroom community. It's a community of its own. and it's a great little tourism community, and Highway 60 is critical to getting it right, and they're trying to get it right, but they just don't have the resources.
Thank you very much. The need is indeed great. Thank you, Senator Rose.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members.
Next up is Senator Weber with Senate File 3684, Trunk Highway 23. Senator Weber, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr.
Please
Chairman.
proceed.
Pleased to bring to you Senate File 3684 for Highway 23 for a point between Highway 75 in the city of Pipestone to a point 1.8 miles north of marked Trunk Highway 91 at the city of Russell. This road carries a great deal of traffic, being a diagonal road, actually technically goes all the way up to just south of Duluth where it connects with Interstate 35. It starts in Rock County off of Interstate 90. And the southern part was redone by the state a number of years ago. There's been a great deal of effort made by the local committee to influence MnDOT to get this stretch of road done. And at this point, Mr. Chairman, I have Mr. Luke Johnson, a Pipestone County Commissioner, who is joining us online to testify for this project.
Thank you, Senator Weber. Mr. Johnson, I see you. Welcome to the committee. Mr. Johnson, please proceed.
Thank you for having me. My name is Luke Johnson, the Pipestone County Commissioner for 14 years. After my grandmother died in a traffic accident on Minnesota State Highway 23 in 2007, I have focused on the need for improvements on Highway 23. This is the most heavily traveled highway from southwestern Minnesota to the Arrowhead in the northeast, the primary route from Sioux Falls to Duluth Superior. Similarly, I-94 crosses the state from northwest to southeast, the primary route from Fargo-Moorhead to Minneapolis-St. Paul. However, I-94 has the benefit of being a 4 to 8 lane freeway primarily made of concrete. In a perfect world, Minnesota State Highway 23 should be at least a 4-lane road border to border. But knowing funding is tight and traffic counts in the southwest will never match those closer to the metro areas, our residents would like to see at least 2 good lanes built in concrete to sustain 21st century freight and travel demands. Farming has changed over the last few decades. The days of having a gravity wagon bringing grain to the elevator have been replaced by constant 40-ton semi-truck traffic. Each day, trucks filled with fertilizer from Senex Harvest Estates, the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the United States, manure haulers from swine units of Pipestone System, the 11th largest pork-producing company in the world, grain trucks hauling corn and soybeans to Cargill, the largest privately held corporation in the United States in terms of revenue, and trucks hauling meat to or from JBS, the largest meat processing company by sales in the world, are traveling Minnesota State Highway 23. These heavy loads, along with large numbers of wind turbines and other oversized loads, create the need for a more durable highway surface for Highway 23. Traffic counts from Pipestone to Russell are nearly double of what they are from Jasper to Interstate 90, which was reconstructed in concrete in 2013. Except for the casino traffic from Granite Falls to Prairie's Edge Casino, traffic counts from Pipestone to Russell are similar to or exceed traffic from Cottonwood to Granite Falls, which received a mill and concrete overlay in 2020. If the Pipestone to Russell stretch were to be paved in concrete, it would provide approximately an 120-mile concrete surface of Highway 23 from Clara City to Interstate 90, other than 11 miles from Pipestone to Jasper. MnDOT District 8 has a history of seeing the big picture. For 3 years, from 2009 through 2011, District 8's entire federal allotment contributed toward the long-term investment of concrete reconstruction of the Paynesville bypass outside the border of District 8. District 8 residents are now hoping for reciprocation to receive a long-term investment for concrete reconstruction of State Highway 23 from Pipestone to Russell. In the last 10 years, MnDOT has completed a number of asphalt mill and overlay projects on US Highway 75 and Minnesota State Highway 30, both which pass through Pipestone along with Highway 23. Typically, 3 to 5 years after these projects have been completed, the road condition seems to deteriorate to a condition similar to what it was prior to the project being done. Often there are cracks parallel to the roadway as wide as the tires of motorcycles, which causes many safety concerns. Residents providing public comment refer to these overlay projects as a Band-Aid fix on the hemorrhage and a total waste of taxpayer dollars. MnDOT has scheduled an asphalt mill and overlay in 2024 from Pipestone to Russell. The primary corridor of commerce in District 8 deserves more than a Band-Aid fix, and our residents are realistic. We realize this will likely postpone work on this stretch of highway beyond 2024, and we are okay with this. Residents of Southwest Minnesota would prefer MnDOT not waste money on a short-term fix. Please, instead provide a multi-generational, long-term investment to the agricultural, freight, and travel needs of Southwest Minnesota. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to address the Senate Transportation Committee today.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Senator Weber, any final comments?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just would reiterate what Commissioner Johnson indicated with the heavy travel that this road gets, and the overlays tend to deteriorate very quickly. And I'm not sure we'll ever get rid of the frost this season, to be honest with you, but as cold as it is. But anyway, thank you very much for the opportunity to present the bill.
Thank you for being here, Senator Weber. Next up is Senator Lang, Senate File 4136. Welcome, Senator Lang. Another Highway 23 bill. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair and members. So Senate File 4136 is to fix an intersection. The intersection was created about 20 years ago when they went to a 4-lane section of Highway 23 that stretches between Spicer and New London, Minnesota. What it did is it created an at-grade crossing, 4-lane at-grade crossing that is the main entrance to a high school in New London, Minnesota. So that there has been several deaths at that intersection over the last few years. Most notably, just in February, a man lost his life since the time that I've written this bill. So it definitely is a highly dangerous intersection. MnDOT has tried addressing this in the past, where they've had previously planned to put a J-turn intersection in the area. The initial designs and specifications for the for the intersection were an underpass-overpass design. So, Mr. Chair and members, initially the city and a committee that is comprised of MnDOT, the New London School District, the New London City Council, the Kansas County business owners near that crossing, and then several concerned citizens have come together with MnDOT and have been trying to work on a fix, and that's what this bill represents, is that fix to provide an underpass at the intersections of Highway 9 and 23. So with that, Mr. Chair, that's the bill in its entirety.
Thank you, Senator Lang.
I don't know if I could do that in less than 4 minutes, but I think I could.
You did really well. You really did. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you, Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next up is Senator Limmer, Senate File 3900. Welcome to the committee, Senator Limmer.
Always a pleasure to be in front of the Transportation Committee. Senate File 3900 is before you. It's seeking $22 million from the general fund for completion of certain aspects of Highway 610 project in Maple Grove. The total project cost is a little north of $53 million. The city and the regional authorities already have commitment of $31 million. We're seeking the balance, $22,925. This project would be ready, shovel-ready in 12 months. It's consistent with regional and local plans. Preliminary plans are completed. Draft environmental documents are completed. Draft interstate access modification requests are completed. I have Mayor Mark Stephenson on Zoom, and he can fill you in with a little more detail. I do have to let you know that this is at an intersection where over 170,000 cars a day travel, and we need access on Highway 610, from Highway 610 to certain areas of Highway 94. The mayor will fill you in on more details.
Thank you, Senator Limmer. And Mr. Stephenson, you are online, I understand?
I am. Thank you, Chair Newman, and thank you to the members of the committee. I first want to thank you for including this project in the Omnibus Transportation bill. This is a project that benefits the entire region and the state of Minnesota. It is a significant freight corridor. It's a significant area where significant traffic flows on a daily basis. I think that we have the map in front of you that shows the additional connections that will be completed by this process. And as noted by Senator Limmer, we do have $31 million of committed funding. 7 of that's a STP grant that expires in 2023. As he indicated, this project is ready to go. It's a vital link in the northwest suburbs. It provides regional connections for County Road 30, Highway 610, and I-94. I think one of the important things to note for the committee is that the County Road 30 corridor as it extends to the west is the only real connection to the west between Highway 55 and I-94. It's a 32-mile stretch, and this is right in the middle. This needs to be completed for the continuing improvements and connections in the northwest suburbs. And it's significant for the safety and the reduction of crashes that it will provide. This will be another great economic development and job access. We have entities that want to expand in this area of town, but are waiting for this road to be completed. It will allow Maple Grove Hospital to expand. A number of the members of the committee were around when the Maple Grove Hospital was created a number of years ago, but they're now looking to double in size. They're going to greatly expand their emergency room so that this Maple Grove Hospital will provide the services for all of the northwest suburbs. And it's also a great process whereby we can increase and improve the multimodal connections in the northwest suburbs. This is a project that is the last project on the original highway transportation design that was created back in the 1960s that's yet to be completed. And we're hopeful that with this inclusion in the Omnibus Transportation Bill that this project can be completed in this area shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Stephenson. Senator Limmer, any final comments?
No, I believe the mayor did a much better presentation than I could have. And I want to thank you and the committee members for the time to display this particular need of not only our city, but the entire northwest suburban area. It's vital for the safety of our citizens as well as modifying the traffic patterns, making it much safer, and gaining better access to that emergency hospital in Maple Grove.
Thank you, Senator Limmer.
Thank you.
Next, we have Senator Johnson. And it is Senate File 3319. Senator Johnson, welcome to the committee. Please proceed with your bill.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to be here today. In regards to $13.39 million in Oslo area flood mitigation appropriation here. This is a much needed improvement to the city. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to try to do this. If you can see, that's the sign for the road there on Minnesota State 1. That's former Representative Fabian and I were there a couple of years ago, and that's how we got into town, was in their emergency vehicle traveling in, and that's typically how they do it, either that or by boat when it comes to this time of year because of the infrastructure leading into town. I have with me today Mr. Clavin, who will speak a little bit about the needs for the city and why the price tag for that.
Mr. Clavin, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Bruce Clavin, I represent the Border Township Associative Group. They were formed in 2013 to address this issue that Senator Johnson's referring to. And I realize this is not the Environment Committee, but there is a reason as to why we're talking about flooding here on this bill today. The problem with the bridge over Oslo is it's the main artery between North Dakota and Minnesota in that area. It's Highway 1. And the idea with this bill is to lift the bridge up and have the span over so the water can go underneath. That's sort of the long and the short of it. The city of Oslo is 19 miles north of Grand Forks, 56 miles from the Canadian border. And the Red River, of course, flows north. So a lot of times the water is melted down by Ortonville and Browns Valley, and then it flows into a snowbank up in Winnipeg. And this is a choke point on the Red River over Oslo. So the bill you have before you simply addresses the reconstruction. I would note, and Senator Dibble raised this last week about, or right before break, about shovel ready. This bridge is on MnDOT's 2025 list. Mr. Rudin told me a couple weeks ago, I think they might be pushing it to 2027. So we're not starting from scratch here. But what the local residents would like to do, instead of just rehabilitating it, is to rebuild it and sort of do it right and make it into a bigger span than it is. I will disclose to the committee that there is an issue about this being a historic bridge that we need to address with the Federal Highway Administration. I think North Dakota has jurisdiction over this particular bridge, and so I think they have to be the lead on it. But to conclude, Mr. Chairman, you asked at the beginning if we could tell you why this was important, and so I have some bullets for you for the record. This area will lose service both with the railroad bridge and the Oslo Bridge. There are lengthy detours in the spring when there's flooding, causing, of course, travel time for the residents. Hazardous conditions for transporting farm machinery because it's substandard. The bridges are actually fracture critical structures rated right now. That's why it's on the list for 2025. This bridge will be done. It's just a matter of how big will it be. There's lead paint on the Oslo Bridge. Load capacities do not meet current standards, and so forth. I have several more I could read to you, but I think you get the point as to why it's important to the area.
Thank you for your testimony. Senator Johnson, anything further?
No, just appreciate you taking time to look at these local projects. I think this is pretty critical to be doing today, so thank you for that.
Thank you for coming in. We are going to jump ahead to Senator Rarick's bill. Will be next at Senate File 3050. Senator Rarick, welcome to the committee. I see you have a number of testifiers. I would ask that you please keep in mind our time limitation, and please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'm going to turn it over to them right away. But yes, this is a chunk of road that they've been working on in Carleton County. It's Highway 73 for well over 40 years and had the funding pulled a number of times from them. And I will let the testifiers tell the story as to why this is so important.
Who wants to go first? I've got, give us your name and then please proceed.
Okay, my name is Dan Reed, and I am the Carleton County Association of Township Officers representative to the Carleton County Board of Commissioners. And thank you for letting us testify. With our group here is real estate agent and our area economic growth advocate, Jeff Dotseth. And Ken Koivisto of Eagle Lake Township Road Supervisor, and Mike Peterson is Cromwell Fire and Ambulance and a business owner. The 10-ton rating for Highway 73 year-round leaves a stretch of road, especially the 8 miles south of Cromwell, battered, dangerous, and in constant need of Band-Aid fixes. No major base work has been done on that particular area since the late 1920s, early 1930s. Most of the road bed uses corduroy to keep the road afloat. The project was the next section to be reconstructed when World War II interfered, and the engineers said it was the first on the list after the war. We are still waiting. Money was appropriated in the 1970s for the project, but we were told Silver Cliffs Tunnel on Lake Superior's Highway 61 went way over budget, and the money was sent there. In 2002, the construction was to start, but the Piedmont Avenue rebuild in Duluth again went over budget, and we lost our $7 million allocation. Don't worry, they said. We will do it in the next 2 years. We're still waiting. Highway 73 in reality is used as an avenue of commerce. Traveling 12 miles from my neighborhood to Moose Lake, I will regularly count 10 to 12 semi-trucks using the highway. The bottleneck impedes our economic development and the very survival of our northern Minnesota communities. This is an injustice. It's gone on way too long. We need your help.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Reed. Anybody else want to chime in before I cut you off? You look like you're teed up. Identify yourself and go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Ken Koivisto. I'm a retired construction worker, having worked 41 years for Yulin Brothers as a truck driver. Having worked on many road jobs as a truck driver, I have many concerns about Highway 73 because of the shoulder and the blind intersections and curves. There's no room for error if something happens. It's either the ditch or possibly hitting someone. Some of the reasons I'm so concerned are that I first lost my grandparents as a result of one of the blind intersections. I also lost my father as there was no shoulder and he dropped off the blacktop and tried to correct and ended up overturning on the other side of the highway. Both of these accidents occurred within a mile of my home, where I raised 4 children and now have grandchildren that also live within a mile of Highway 73 and are starting to drive. We worry every time they travel this dangerous road. Nothing has changed. Also, I have a son who owns a trucking business and has to use the road with one of the blind intersections, and I'm always concerned about him pulling out onto the Highway 73. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Dotseth. You want to say a word?
I'll actually just pass it on to Mr. Peterson, please.
Okay, it'd be Mr. Peterson.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Mike Peterson, 38 years veteran on the Cromwell Fire and Ambulance Service. 36 of those were training officer, and I'm a business owner in Cromwell. The thing I'd like to point out to you, there's 7 blind intersections within these 8 miles of this area south of Cromwell. They're very dangerous, many deaths we've had. I've experienced quite a few of them myself, and it needs to be much changed, let's say, for the future. The other thing is the corners. We have 4 90-degree corners, and they have a great slope on them. And the main problem there is that trucks, their loads shift, and they lose their loads on the road, and that becomes a big hazard. Just to point out how steep they are, when we do have a crash on those corners, we have to call in a sand truck. The sand truck has to actually back and sand at the same time through the corner for us to get our emergency vehicles there. So that's how steep the grade is. In closing, I just want to say, if you've talked to any people from the Iron Range and asked them, what's the worst road in northern Minnesota? I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be Highway 73 south of Cromwell. So thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Senator Rarick, if you could make arrangements, I would appreciate a copy of Mr. Reed's testimony. Maybe have it copied and handed out. And I would also indicate, Senator Rarick, that we have received your handout that you had prepared for us. So thank you, Senator Rarick, for coming in.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Our next bill up then would be Senator Benson, Senate File 1366.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate
Welcome to the committee, Senator Benson. Go ahead.
Senate File 1366 is the U.S. Highway 169 County Road 4 Rural Safety and Mobility Interchange project. Some high points that I want to make sure the committee is aware of, and obviously we have qualified testifiers. There are significant traffic delays, obstacles to development, frequent crashes, including the crash rate and crash severity 5 times above the average for similarly situated intersections. Mr. Chair, I'd like to introduce Commissioner Phoebe. She'll begin and we'll proceed.
And Ms. Fabi, is it?
Phoebe.
Phoebe?
Yes,
Go ahead.
thanks, Senator. Thanks, Chair Newman. My name is Lisa Phoebe, Sherburne County Commissioner. Mayor Stay, our partner from the city of Zimmerman, is observing. He wasn't able to make it down today. So thank you for allowing us this opportunity to present on this file. I'd like to thank Chair Newman and Senator Benson for including our construction project in the Senate Transportation Bill. Why is this project important to us? Senator Benson identified some of it, but first and foremost, it's safety. This has a very high crash level, and the severity of those crashes is high. We also had a pedestrian fatality, unfortunately, last summer. Right now in Elk River, as you know, through appropriations through the corridors of commerce, all the stoplights are being taken out in Elk River. So this stoplight in Zimmerman will be the only remaining stoplight in 75 miles from Rogers up to the reservation, the Mille Lacs Band. So the backup there is huge. On any certain day, vehicles from 76 different counties are traveling through here either to commute or to move freight or for recreation purposes. So this is a local issue, but also very regional and statewide. I'm going to turn it over now to our county engineer, Andrew Witter, who can give you many more details on this project.
Mr. Witter, are you online?
No.
I am right here, Chair Newman.
Oh, I thought you were Mr. Stay. I'm sorry.
Mr. Stay is observing online, the mayor,
Okay.
yes, so.
Go ahead, Mr. Witter.
Yes, thank you so much, Chair and committee members. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody that was able to make it out on the bonding tour last year and see the site and see the issues that we're dealing with. And also thank you for the bond funds in the 2020 session that are helping us move forward with design in this area. We've heard you. We originally had a project cost of about $45 million. As we start working through design and refining that, taking a look at our impacts, reducing the environmental process that we need to go through, we've brought that down to $31 million. So we've gone from $45 million down to $31 million. We've reduced the number of properties that we impact, bringing down the total acquisitions to nothing, and simply looking for roadway easements for purposes of building this interchange. Project deliverability is being expedited and sped up. We're looking to resolve a number of crash safety issues, as Senator Benson mentioned at the beginning, but also the congestion issue. We know if we don't do anything at this intersection in the future, we will see 6-mile backups. You put in recreation vehicles, and that's better than 8 miles. We know the floodgates are going to be opening up after we finish up in Elk River and remove the signals on there, that corridor. We need to do something here so that we can continue that freight travel and continue that commerce to central Minnesota. We are poised and ready to begin construction and let the project the end of 2023 with the bulk of the work being done in 2024. That coincides very nicely with the projects to the south. We can wrap them up concurrently and minimize those impacts to the travelers. I think everybody's received a handout, an informational flyer in regards to the project. I'll let you review that at your leisure. We do have a QR code in there if you'd like to see firsthand what those backups look like. We thank everybody for your support with this project, both in the past and moving forward as we continue.
And Senator Benson, did you want Mr. Stay to testify?
Mr. Chair, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
We'll compact the committee's time.
All right. Thank you, Senator Benson. Any final words?
Can you guarantee, since I'm using the minimal amount of time, that I'm going to get this bill included?
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for both
Senator
of your
Newman.
testimony for coming in today. Next up, we have Senator Matthews, Senate File 1738. Welcome to the committee, Senator Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to present Senate File 1738, In the city of Becker, in my district, there's an intersection of two highways, Highway 10 and Highway 25 together, and this intersection has a crash rating that exceeds the statewide average for these types of intersections. And so we're looking for an interchange project for safety concerns for the traffic with the convergence of these two highways. That's the introduction to the bill, and I'd like the rest of my time to be used by our testifier, the Mayor of Becker, Mayor Tracy Bertram.
Mayor Bertram, are you online?
I am. Thank you.
I don't see you yet. There you are. Please proceed.
Well, on behalf of the City of Becker and City Council, thank you, Senator Matthews and Chair Newman and committee for your time today. We are excited to take the next step with a regionally significant interchange project that will increase traffic safety for our residents, travelers, and freight haulers. I'm hoping you were able to obtain a copy in your packet of our project. The proposed interchange would be constructed at the intersection of Highway 10 and 25 and Sherburne County Roads 8 and 52, which would allow better regional traffic between Highway 10 and Highway 25, and a better connectability to Interstate 94 through Clearwater. The current intersection is an at-grade highway and rail crossing with a significant skew causing safety issues. The proposed interchange will significantly improve vehicle and rail safety and increase regional mobility and accessibility. Once the interchange is constructed, it will remove 2 at-grade rail crossings and 2 at-grade intersections with Highway 10. According to the Minnesota DOT crash mapping software data, existing intersections in the Highway 10 and Highway 25 corridor in Becker have crash ratings and critical rates that exceed the statewide average for a typical intersection as this. Our community of approximately 5,000 residents is currently undergoing an economic transition away from a coal-based economy and aren't able to afford this by ourselves. So we are looking for your support from the state through this bill. The original discussions and interchange concepts were completed in 2027 through a city-led transportation study. Additional planning work is underway currently regarding the preliminary engineering and environmental impacts. The current request would support the next phase, which includes the final design and right-of-way acquisitions for the project. Thank you again for your time and consideration of our project.
Thank you, Mayor, for coming in and testifying. Senator Matthews, I have a Marie Phillipson on list of testifiers.
I believe, Mr. Chair, she was available to answer any questions,
Okay.
but had no planned testimony.
Thank you, Senator Matthews. Any final words?
Mr. Chair, I appreciate the committee's consideration for this project and would hope for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Senator Anderson online regarding Senate File 3855. Senator Anderson.
Good afternoon, Senator Newman. Thank you for the opportunity to present Senate File 3855. It is a project that is a safety one because of school children and schools that are located next to this intersection, and it has been shown by Congressman Tom Emmer's Transportation Division to be of needed funding for that particular area, and it's a one-time appropriation that is coming forth from the federal government. With me today is the mayor of Annandale, Mayor Shelley Jonas, to further give you details.
Mayor Jonas.
Thank you, Chair and committee members, for allowing me an opportunity to speak about our project. If you have my flyer on page 3 is kind of an aerial of the area, so you can see. The proposed intersection is a critical investment in the safety of our community. Currently, this intersection has 5 lanes of traffic and provides access to our high school and elementary school campuses. It has also, to the north, a 177-bed senior care facility. And then on Hemlock Street, we have a 245-unit mobile home park So this is a very heavily traveled intersection. Making a left-hand turn against all those lanes of traffic has become a dangerous proposition, not only for our community members, but especially for our new drivers who are trying to get to the school campus, as well as our seniors who call Annandale Health and Community Services Center their home. Because the intersection is also a state highway, it must be built to those standards, which makes the highway more expensive. The DOT has listed this project as a priority, but because of funding was unable to participate, with the exception of a $400,000 grant. There is no developer in this situation that can help pay for these costs. The current project must be paid for by the school district, the township, the city, and the nonprofit care center. Since we have submitted the original bill, the city of Annandale has found out that we have received a $2 million federal award for a portion of the project. However, with the combination of the TED grant and the federal money, it requires us to rebid this project and yet get a contract for it by December. The chunk highway funds will allow the city to secure the federal funds without an additional burden on our taxpayers. It also, Senate File 3855, because of the federal award, we're able to cut that appropriation in half.
Thank you, Mayor Jonas, and we are aware of the federal earmarks that have been targeted for certain projects here in Minnesota, so we are looking at them. Senator Anderson, any final words?
Thank you, Chair Newman. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Jones, for coming in. Next file up is Senator Curran, Senate File 2168. Senator Curran, welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Happy to be here to present 2168. 2168 is two components to the bill. One for trunk highway improvements to Highway 95 through the city of Cambridge. And over the past 10 years, the city of Cambridge has done extensive work in acquiring the right-of-ways to take a portion of Highway 95 that runs through the main part of the town from a 2-lane road to a 4-lane road. It's currently marked for reconstruction in its current original 2-lane configuration, and these funds would be utilized to move it to a 4-lane configuration to better serve the city and move the highway more quickly and further through the city. The second component of it, and I believe, Mr. Chair, you are out to see this, is a railroad crossing in which is located adjacent to a propane facility. And currently, the way the configuration is in the tract, $800,000 would be utilized to put a new spur to allow the railroad to do most of their work switching and dropping off fresh propane, which is about 300,000 gallons a day for most of our area. And it currently takes 8 crossings for them to do their work. Sometimes that takes over an hour, and there's a significant risk. What's changed since you were out there is now they're moving the hospital closer to that intersection or the crossing. And so with these funds, we could get that down to 2 crossings, minimizing the time in which the road is shut down and allow the traffic to move more freely. So that's the extent of the bill, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Curran, and you also have a second file, Senate File 3423.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Senate File 3423, we have, if Renee could come up, we have this city administrator for the city of North Branch while she's prepping. This is $3 million for appropriate to the city of North Branch for pre-design for a bridge over 400th Street in North Branch, a new intersection, our new crossing, which is a long-term plan. 1, there's an industrial park and a safety measure. 2, reroute long-term the traffic. It's foundational work to reroute the traffic from Highway 95 and provide a bypass long-term. So this is a foundational work for this. And I'll let Renee Fry, the city administrator, cover the rest of the details.
Ms. Fry, please identify yourself and proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Renee Fry. I am the city administrator with the city of North Branch.
This particular bill is a locally or city-led project. However, it has regional impacts, as Senator Cran has identified. North Branch recognized probably 20 years ago that Trunk Highway 95 and the I-35 corridor was a major crossroads for commerce. Trunk Highway 95 serves as the gateway from central Minnesota to northern Wisconsin, and we have literally thousands of semis going through our downtown area, a 2-lane pedestrian-heavy portion of Trunk Highway 95. We're fortunate not to have the fatalities that are occurring west of the interstate, but every day we have close calls and not too sure how to measure those. Just outside of the downtown area is another very hectic intersection of County Road 30, where literally semis are unable to make the corner without cars backing up and moving out of the way. So seeing that as an issue even 20 years ago, the City of North Branch included in its comprehensive plan a transportation master plan that would eventually acquire right-of-way to direct traffic off of Trunk Highway 95 north through town, where it could intersect with County Road 30 and proceed north to Harris Rush City and further points north, and completely avoiding the intersection and the interchange. We also realized, however, that we still needed to be able to get traffic safely east to west and west to east through town. And so the city, in anticipation of hopefully addressing these regional traffic concerns, began acquiring right-of-way at the potential location of the interchange. And I provided for you some visuals. You do have some handouts in your material, but the city has acquired the right-of-way in 3 of the 4 quadrants at the location of the proposed interchange. We've also contacted and worked with the landowners of the 3 parcels that would become the bed of the new bypass or interchange, so that they know that when they develop, the city will be acquiring additional right-of-way from them at no cost to MnDOT, mind you, to address their traffic issues and to try to move that traffic up and north. North Branch is here looking for money to do the MnDOT pre-design study. It is not your typical rush hour study because North Branch is also the beneficiary of all of the weekend traffic, everybody going up north in Minnesota. If you've traveled out of the metro area, Trunk Highway 95 is the perfect stop for people to get off for the McDonald's, get a potty break, maybe some gas, and then continue on. So that additional congestion has to be measured for this MnDOT pre-design, and now weekends extend from Thursday to Monday. And during the summer, I think you could contact pretty much any resident who will tell you about the major delays and the backups on 95 through downtown. So the money that we're asking for is really to do that pre-design, design work, and right-of-way acquisition so that this project can eventually be deemed shovel-ready if and when we have funding for the bridge itself. I want to emphasize that the city has invested well over $5 million in acquiring that right-of-way, in acquiring other elements, upgrading 400th and whatnot. So we do feel that we've made a significant contribution towards this project. However, the estimates that we've received to do the pre-design work, however, are much more expensive than what you would typically understand because the nature of the study is seasonal. It does require extensive time monitoring that weekend or what we would call the up-north traffic. Again, we've mentioned the fact that this is a regional solution to address traffic in and through this area to try to get the traffic further west along Trunk Highway 95, get it away from our downtown area, and hopefully allow for a speedier response time for our regional EMS provider. Lakes Region EMS is located right off of 400th. For them to respond to any calls, they need to travel south or north on County Road 30, encountering that truck traffic that I mentioned. And our CEO of Lakes Region EMS will tell you that the seconds lost trying to get through downtown North Branch costs lives. So we're talking about getting that traffic off of MnDOT Trunk Highway 95, moving it around and through town in a safe fashion, and that's going to start with that interchange. So there are materials. There's a QR code in the packet that we are updating our site on a regular basis, so that if there is information that this committee needs or wants, please let Senator Cran know and we'll get it updated on our website.
Thank you, and we will do that. Senator Cran, do you also have a Mr. DuBois to testify?
No, Mr. DuBois, he is not here. So
Okay.
Renee is taking it.
Final words on your bill.
We appreciate your consideration, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator. Next up is Senator Senjum, Senate File 2631. Welcome to the committee, Senator Senjum. or I should say, welcome back.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. It's good to be back. And Mr. Chair and members, I want to speak to you about Senate File 2631 and exchange, the intersection exchange west of Rochester. At least 3 of you, I think, have seen this either once or twice. It's an angular intersection along Highway 14 and what I used to call County Road 104. Now it's County Highway 144, I guess. But an angular intersection, high speeds on Highway 14. I suspect in the neighborhood of early 70s to 75 people coming in town, leaving town, and a fairly busy traffic county road. And so this has been a problem, a crash problem, a death problem. I call it a death trap. I don't go through this intersection, but I slow down to 55, or maybe even less if there are people waiting. Very difficult for cars to get onto the highway from there because of just the spacing and the speeds and so on and so forth. So there's a request here for $17 million, Mr. Chair, a little over 17 million, 17,460. The project is shovel ready. We've through capital bonding and some money from this committee, trunk highway money, we've got the engineering all done. It's ready to go. Now we just need to put state cash in it and county cash in it. And hopefully we can do this year and get this thing along the way. So, Mr. Chair, I do have a county engineer, Kay Baniak, I believe online. If there are any questions, or Kay, if you have a couple comments.
Yeah, Ms. Baniak, are you online?
I am, Senator. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Familiar face.
We can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Excellent. Thank you, Chair Newman and committee members. Senator Senjum spoke very eloquently about our location and the need for some safety improvements there. In addition to the skewed intersection, as he mentioned, we're experiencing a crash about every month. And just with about 1.5 years ago, lost a retired county commissioner at that intersection due to a fatality. There's a railroad just on the north side. It's a major commute route into Rochester from the west. And a large amount of truck traffic, as well as school bus and just commuters and traffic in general. So by replacing the intersection with an interchange, we'll also remove 64 different conflict points, increasing the intersection greatly. So as Senator Senjum commented, we're ready to move right into construction here with if we're successful in getting the funding. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is an intersection that I've been through many, many times. And what I remember about it is the 4-lane highway, high-speed highway, the trucks entering and leaving the highway, and the railroad tracks right next to it. And it's at a very strange angle. It isn't a 90-degree angle. So that's what I remember about the intersection as being dangerous. Senator Senjum, any final words on your bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This intersection, this was all put into place. We become, poor Rochester was the city it is today, and the city has grown to this intersection, and the intersection hasn't grown with the city it needs to. And Senator Newman and members, I appreciate your consideration of the project.
Thank you, Senator Senjum. Next file up is Senator Newton, Senate File 3683. Welcome to the committee, Senator Newton. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I'm here with Senate File 3683, which is a bill for improvements at the intersection of Trunk Highway 65 and 99th Avenue. And I have with me, I'm hoping, Mayor Tim Sanders of the city of Blaine.
Mr. Sanders, are you there?
I am, Mr. Chair.
Please identify yourself and proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Tim Sanders, Mayor of the City of Blaine, and I want to thank Senator Newton for leading on this effort, as well as our entire legislative delegation. We've really done a great job, and thank you, Mr. Chair, to you and the committee for your continued support on this effort. As you all know, Trunk Highway 65, really from a corridor perspective, has been studied for several years now. We went through the Pell process, completed that. It was a very successful process. And we're really ready to take the next steps in the next stage of the process. So much so that we just found out that an alternative design selection has been selected. I think you should see some slides in that design alternative in your packet, Senators. But really at this point, we can begin the design process in earnest. And we're basically shovel ready as soon as we have the funding secured and construction allows. So we can't thank you enough for all of your support for this project. It's statewide significance, it's regional significance, and has a massive impact for our city. So again, I want to thank you all and thank Senator Newton. I know that you all have a marathon session going on right now, so I will conclude my comments there and just let you know that we also have our Director of Public Works online if you should have any technical questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. I have Mr. Hawkins. Are you online also?
Yes, sir, I am.
Please identify yourself and proceed.
John Hawkins, Director of Public Works for the City of Blaine. Just want to also echo the mayor's comments to thank you for your ongoing support for this project. We've had a successful project very cooperatively between the city, the county, MnDOT, and FHWA. We're moving into our NEPA process now. We're actually having a value engineering study being done first week of May, and we will be ready as soon as we get the last of our support. So thank you again, and we look forward to continuing to see the improvements on Highway 65.
Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Hawkins. Senator Newton, final words.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, for your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Senator Hoffman, Senate File 4395. Welcome to the committee, Senator Hoffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. It's such a pleasure to be in front of you, and I mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. And as we sit here, Mr. Chair, I'm here to talk about Trunk Highway 610. It's the East River Road interchange, and in front of you can see that. It has regional significance because if you've ever been on Highway 10 or 610, and by the way, Mr. Chair, you'll like this. I'm not putting a bike lane into that piece.
I like that.
I'm glad you could say that because remember the bill that Glenn Grunhagen and I had was the bike lane in New Jersey. I thought you'd carry that. But with me today, Mr. Chair and members, is Joe McPherson, who is the Anoka County planner. Actually, he's in charge of all the projects in Anoka County. And then Matt Stemwedel, who is Coon Rapids city manager. So, Mr. Chair, with that, I give you Matt Stemwedel.
Mr. McPherson.
Chair and members of the committee, my name is Matt Stemwedel. I'm the city manager of the city of
Go
Coon
ahead.
Rapids. No problem. The city and the county are seeking up to $36 million in funding from the state and other funding partners to complete an important transportation project. Currently, 610, Trunk Highway 610 in Coon Rapids is functioning at about 50% of its potential, as only westbound on-ramps and eastbound off-ramps to and from Trunk Highway 610 exist along East River Road and Coon Rapids Boulevard. So with our packet today, we do have this handout. The map in the back actually provides a good example of what I'm talking about, though I will try to focus on a couple of points. The purpose of our bill is to increase the capacity on the intersection at East River Road and Highway 610 to address the limited access issue, which would better support the statewide transportation system, economic development in the area, as well as public safety. Trips destined to areas around Trunk Highway 610, East River Road, or Coon Rapids Boulevard require a circuitous trip that uses Trunk Highway 10 and Foley Boulevard in order to access it. This additional traffic contributes to poor operations at Trunk Highway 10 and Foley, often backing up traffic for quite a significant amount. Approximately 15% of freight trips destined to the area are from Trunk Highway 610 to the east. The lack of access to and from the east means these trips must either use Foley Boulevard or another route to access East River Road and Coon Rapids Boulevard, essentially taking a lot of state trips that are destined for state roads off the state roads and onto the residential roads. The lack of access also creates a challenge for emergency response, especially in the area of eastbound 610 between the river and University Avenue. Coon Rapids Fire and Police often ask the City of Brooklyn Park for assistance because they're not able to access that area quickly enough due to access limitations. And additionally, the number of calls in that area has increased significantly over the last 5 or 10 years, further exacerbating the problem of public safety response. Westbound Trunk Highway 610 motorists destined to the area will miss the exit to Trunk Highway 10 in Foley and must travel across the Mississippi River into Brooklyn Park and turn around at either Trunk Highway 610 in Noble or Trunk Highway 52 and 85th. This results in an out-of-direction trip of approximately 5 miles. So essentially, if you miss the right way to go, which is a complicated way to go, you're stuck for several minutes until you can turn around. And then finally, segments of the current access routes travel through residential neighborhoods on Foley Boulevard and University Northeast. And again, we're just trying to place those trips on the statewide system where we think they should be. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. McPherson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, committee members. My name is Joe McPherson. I'm the Transportation Division Manager and County Engineer for Anoka County. On behalf of the project stakeholders that are involved in this project, I'd like to thank all of you for your support on this project. In 2020, we did receive $1.5 million to start the design process on this. And really, it wasn't a start. It was a new beginning with this project. This has been a project that's been talked about for several decades, since the beginning of 610, when it crossed the river. So it's an important project. A lot of investments have actually been made in this area. On the handout that Mr. Stemwittle shared with you and acknowledged, on the front of that, you'll see a blue bridge there. We actually realigned Foley Boulevard to make space for the improvements off of 610. So thinking ahead, there's already been local and several stakeholders that have invested money into this corridor to make these improvements happen. So again, I just want to thank you for your time today and open it up to any questions.
Thank you for coming in. Senator Hoffman, any final words on your bill?
Mr. Chair, I'm just saying thank you. When completed, it really does help the North Metro with the lack of access to and from Highway 610, and really makes that whole area a critical regional necessity. And so I thank you for your time, Mr. Chair and members. And you know, we're almost finished on Highway 10, 610. It's just much more to go. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Hoffman. Next up, we have a series of bills from Senator Duckworth. And some of these, as I understand it, some of these projects down in Dakota County kind of overlap into other Senate districts. And as you're going through these, Senator Duckworth, if you would outline those for us. The first one I have up is Senate File 2598.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your time. Greatly appreciate it. The first one has to do with Interstate 35 and County Road 50 in the city of Lakeville. It's a major thoroughfare, a huge corridor of commerce in southern Minnesota. And with me to explain the need for this project, I have a city council member from the city of Lakeville as well as a representative from Dakota County. I'd like to turn it over to Council Member Hellier at this point, Mr. Chair.
Welcome, Mr. Hellier. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. My name is Luke Hellier, and I'm here on behalf of the Lakeville City Council, Mayor Doug Anderson, and Dakota County Commissioner Mary Liz Holberg. We're here to offer our support for Senator Duckworth's bill, which is a key component of moving forward the long-term solution for Interstate 35 and the County Road 50 interchange. I-35 through Lakeville is the gateway to southern Minnesota from the Twin Cities and a key corridor for the region's infrastructure. For those of you on this committee that travel through Lakeville from your district to the capital, you are among 100,000 vehicles and 10,000 trucks passing through this interchange on a daily basis. The project has support from Dakota County, the City of Lakeville, the Lakeville Area Chamber of Commerce, the I-35 Solutions Alliance, and MnDOT. In fact, over the last several years, the city has worked with our partners to acquire adjacent land needed for this project and help local businesses relocate to new sites. I'm not an engineer, obviously, but our staff has shared that the existing interchange is an interim configuration that is deficient in capacity and geometry, lacks sight distance and turn lanes, resulting in congestion and public safety issues. This project also helps meet the Met Council's 2040 Transportation Policy Plan and the extension of the Easy Pass corridor. Finally, the reconstruction of I-35 and 50 provides the needed regional infrastructure to improve mobility and access for all transportation modes while promoting new commercial development and encouraging job creation while expanding the local tax base. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Do you have any other testifiers on this bill?
I do, Mr. Chair.
Okay, if you would tell us your name, I don't have you on my list.
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
my name is Gina Mitico, M-I-T-T-E-C-O.
And pull the mic right
Yep,
in close,
sorry.
please.
And
There you go.
I'm the Dakota County Regional Multimodal Transportation Manager. I actually don't have anything to add to this bill, but I'll be testifying on the next two.
My mistake, Mr. Chair.
Well, that's why she isn't on my list.
Yep, I should have known.
Senator Duckworth, any final comments then on Senate File 2598?
None other than, Mr. Chair, this area of the state has seen a tremendous amount of growth, and this project is very much needed, and I appreciate your time and consideration.
Thank you, Senator Duckworth. The next bill up is Senate File 2606. I understand Senator Clausen has an interest in this one. Senator Clausen, welcome to the Transportation Committee. And whichever senator wishes to present Senate File 2606.
Well, as you mentioned, Mr. Chair, some of these projects impact multiple Senate districts, and so I would very much appreciate if Senator Clausen wouldn't mind sharing the reasoning behind this bill. So thank you.
Yeah. Senator Clausen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and it's a pleasure to be here this afternoon. Senate File 2606 is a pavement replacement, and it has to do with County Road 50 between Highway 52 and Highway 61 in Dakota County. This is an interesting road because it has some of the steeper rolling hills that are in Dakota County. If you've ever driven to Wiederholz, which is a well-known restaurant in Meesville, or King's, well-known burger joint in Meesville, you'll know that after you leave Highway 52, which is the route to Rochester, you are really going through some very steep terrain. It's a two-lane road and has not been repaired for years. Highway 61 is often referred to as the Great River Road. It follows from Hastings, the Mississippi River, down through Winona and to La Crosse, Wisconsin. Again, it's very dangerous, a lot of hilly, narrow roads, and it's an area of agriculture where you've got a lot of farm machinery on the roads, and as you come over a hill, in many cases, you might see a tractor or a combine on the road, and it's an area that really needs some attention. So with that, perhaps our other testifier would like some additional words.
Ms. Mitico,
Yes.
your full name again, and please proceed.
Sure, Gina Mitico, Regional and Multimodal Transportation Manager for Dakota County. So thank you, senators and committee members. This is an important project for the county. We hear a lot about this corridor from residents and the townships. When we did our recent 2040 transportation plan, this corridor came up with a lot of concerns. As the senator mentioned, it is really substandard. If you've driven on it, you probably remember it because it feels very, very scary with the hills, the narrow lanes, no shoulders, really no room for correction if there is a mistake on the roadway. So what we would really like to see is some safety improvements added to a planned pavement project that MnDOT has in 2026 to modernize the roadway, incorporate things like turn lanes at appropriate locations, bypass lanes, those types of safety improvements that we expect on our modern highways, just to make the road a lot more safe. We especially hear about this road during weather events. A lot of emails come into county commissioners, even though it's not a county highway, just because it does feel unsafe when folks are out there using it. So as I mentioned, just thank you for the opportunity to talk about this issue and to consider this in the transportation bill.
Thank you. Senator Clausen, any final words?
You know, I'm glad our other testifier reminded me there are no shoulders on that road. And again, you come over some of those hilly areas, there's nowhere to go if you've got a tractor or farm machinery in front of you. So I think that's an issue that we need to address. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Senator Duckworth, any final words?
No, Mr. Chair, I'm still distracted by the reference of the burgers at King's, so it's getting close to dinner time.
Yeah. I'm going to have to follow up with you on that.
Yeah, you
Sounds
will.
good. Senate File 2589. Senator Duckworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. do the similar approach. This is largely to do with safety, so I would love if Senator Clausen would be so kind as to explain the reasoning behind this bill as well, please.
Senator Clausen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, it involves County Roads 62 and 66, which are main east-west roadways connecting Farmington, Hastings, and points beyond. Again, heavy agricultural area. It's also a commuting roadway going east-west, and it crosses over Highway 52. Highway 52, as you know, is the main roadway from the metro area down to Rochester. So there's a lot of traffic on that roadway, high speed. And what we find is many grain trucks coming from southern Minnesota that will be exiting onto either one of 62 or 66 county roads, going to Rochester or going to Hastings, where there is a mill, and they will be emptying their loads there. So it's quite a bit of truck traffic. What the proposal is to look at, how do we get a bridge area over this area so that we're not crossing Highway 52 with trucks and having other issues dealing with traffic. There is a truck company in Vermillion that also accesses Highway 52 using one of these two roadways. And there was a study, it was completed, and as I understand it, one of these county roads, either 62 or 66, will be eliminated, and the other will serve as the main route then through Vermillion and on to Hastings. And with that, thank Mr. Chair. Our other testifier, please.
Thank you, Senator Clausen. Ms. Mitico.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, and committee members. Senator Clausen covered a lot of the elements here, but again, we've got two county highways that cross US 52 at grade intersections and what feel like very unsafe locations. MnDOT installed reduced conflict or the R-cut intersections several years ago, restricted crossing U-turns. Those have improved safety a bit, but they're not performing as MnDOT expected, according to other state statistics on these types of intersections, probably because of the high traffic volumes out here. We also hear a lot from agricultural users of the corridor that those are just not intersections that accommodate those vehicles very well. Those users tend to avoid the corridor. It's also very hard to find gaps. If you think about crossing US 52, a very high-speed, almost freeway-like roadway, and trying to make a right-hand turn to then make a left-hand turn to go through a U-turn. Those are a couple of really tricky maneuvers that you're doing, looking for very high-speed traffic. And as traffic volumes grow, we don't expect that these existing intersection configurations to really be safe over the long run. So the interchange that we're looking at in the vicinity of 62 and 66 would help accommodate the long-range traffic needs of the corridor, but improve safety issues that are out there today. So thank you for your consideration on this bill.
Thank you for your testimony. Senator Duckworth, final words?
None, Mr. Chair, other than thank you for your time and consideration on these very important projects.
Senator Clausen, final words?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming. The next bill that we have up is Senator Tomassoni's bill up on Highway 169, Senate File 3839. I understand that Senator Tomassoni is online. So we'll just take a minute to see if he pops up.
Mr. Chairman and committee members, thank you for hearing this bill. Highway 169 was supposed to be finished 40 years ago, which is why it is high time it gets completed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for dedicating money to planning last year, and I hope you decide to include it for full funding of the project in your omnibus bill this year. This isn't only about completing a long overdue project, it's about safety, saving people's lives, and of course, jobs. It is a corridor of commerce that is the completion of the Iron Range Expressway. It needs to get done, now. Thank you to the testifiers, and thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members.
Thank you, Senator Tomassoni, for coming in and testifying. I have two witnesses. Mr. Trunt, are you online?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Please identify yourself and proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members. My name is Leo Trunt. I am the District 3 Commissioner in Itasca County, and I will be testifying on behalf of Itasca County at this time. I appreciate your efforts in hearing this number, 3839. So, it'll be $150 million for Highway 169 from Taconite to Pengilly. It is an 8-mile stretch. It is the final piece of the Cross Range Expressway that the Senator Tomassoni has talked about for the last 40 years. I'm also a member of the Western Mesabi Mine Planning Board. It is a joint powers board of various cities and townships in Itasca County, 12 members that stretch from Cohasset on the west to Keewatin on the east, as well as the county of Itasca. The Highway 169 Cross Range 4-lane highway was first begun in the early 1970s. It is definitely a route of regional significance for the Iron Range and northern Minnesota. Personally, I worked on this highway, a piece from Nashwauk to Keewatin as far back as 1976. So I'm well aware of the time frames that are involved with this highway. The Taconite to Pengilly stretch is only a 2-lane highway. It has many curves on it. It has railroad crossings. It's a very dangerous stretch around Snowball Lake, and it is a very difficult and dangerous highway, especially in the wintertime, and there have been a number of accidents and fatalities in regards to that area. Highway 169 is the commercial traffic from Grand Rapids to Hibbing and beyond, provides the commercial needs and is a tourist avenue for the people of that area as well. It is critical to the economy of the Iron Range and the rest of northeastern Minnesota. We are looking to complete this important and final piece of the Cross Range Expressway of Highway 169. We're looking for funding for the final route alignment to help MnDOT in those efforts. We're looking for funding for environmental review and studies that will be needed. Also, we are looking for funding for engineering and design. We'd like to share with the group that the Itasca County Board fully supports this effort, and we seek your support for Senate File 3839, and I'm open to any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Trunt. I also have on the witness list Ida Rukavina. Are you there, Ms. Rukavina?
Yes, thank you, Chair Newman.
I must say before you start that it has been many years since I have seen you. It's good to see you.
It's nice to see you again, to my former neighbor.
Ms. Rukavina at one time lived across the highway from me, and we were neighbors. Good to see you. Please identify yourself and proceed with your testimony.
Yep, my name is Ida Rukavina. Chair Newman, committee members, thank you for letting me testify today. I'm the Executive Director of the Range Association of Municipalities and Schools, otherwise known as RAMS. We're an organization that represents the cities, townships, and public schools across the Iron Range Taconite Assistance area. And as such, we represent over 75,000 residents, 62 public sector units of government. And today we're here to voice our support for Senate File 3839. This bill will improve safety for commuters, residents, and students who live, work, and attend school on the Iron Range and who travel 169 on a daily basis. Excuse me, sorry. Sun in my eyes here. And Highway 169 is a very important corridor. It connects our towns, communities. This funding for this Senate file bill will help with the corridor continuity, and it's important for the safety of our residents as well as the many visitors that travel this highway in our beautiful region. For a number of years, these Highway 61 improvements have been on our list, our RAMS list of legislative priorities. And as an organization that works closely with the mayors, city councilors, township supervisors, and school board members from across all of our region, we know how important this highway is to the Iron Range, as it serves as the main thoroughfare for commuters, commerce, and students. RAMS supports this transportation funding. And in closing, I just want to thank Senator Tomassoni for continuing his efforts to fund these safety improvements, which will help improve safe travels for Iron Range residents and all of Minnesotans who travel this highway. Thank you, Chair Newman and committee members, for your consideration today.
Thank you for your testimony. Senator Tomassoni, I don't know if you have any final words that you wanted to say on your bill or not. I'll just wait a moment. So I'm thinking that perhaps Senator Tomassoni is not ready, but on his behalf, I just want to thank the members for taking the time to hear the presentation on this bill. It's something I know is very important to Senator Tomassoni. It's something that he has been talking to me about for the last few years. So with that, we will move to Senator Kiffmeyer, Senate File 0392. Senator Kiffmeyer, to your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I'm very pleased today to have the opportunity to present Interstate 94 bill, recognizing that Interstate 94 is the most trafficked, most heavy traffic section of road in the state of Minnesota. Freight, tourism, National Guard, safety vehicles. It's a highly trafficked interstate highway that crisscrosses from the most eastern part of Minnesota up to the Fargo area. But this particular section that we're looking for funding today has to do with the section between Albertville and Monticello. So we currently have 6 lanes between Maple Grove and Albertville, and then afterwards from Monticello to Clearwater. But the gap between Albertville and Monticello goes down to 4 lanes. That is also Min Road research that has been worked through as far as how to accommodate the needs of Min Road research, as well as the expansion to the 6 lanes. Right now, otherwise, traffic continues there, narrows down to 4 and then back up again. And so that gap will be the finishing portion between a long stretch and much needed. So, Mr. Chair, I have Mr. Steve Bott, St. Michael administrator, also an engineer, and will be able to present the specifics on this section of highway.
Thank you, Senator Kiffmeyer. Mr. Bott, welcome to the committee. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Newman and Senators. Appreciate the opportunity. As Senator Kiffmeyer mentioned, my name is Steve Bott. I'm the Administrator Public Works Director for the City of St. Michael and also proud chair of the I-94 Coalition stretching from Maple Grove up to St. Cloud. And as the Senator mentioned, this is one piece to try to get this corridor completed. We right now will have about 40 miles between Maple Grove and Clearwater, with the exception of this section is about a 7-mile section that'll remain to be expanded from 4 to 6 lanes and can be done with your help here. Traffic on this section is already upwards of 60,000 cars a day, way over capacity for the amount of cars that it has. Highest freight corridor in the state, stretching regionally significant. Been a great corridor of a commerce project program, poster child for that program, which you guys have supported and appreciate that. The return on investment on this corridor is huge. The corridor has also a safety issue. There's about 1.4 accidents a day on the corridor. The congestion, mobility, this bottleneck, choke point, gap, whatever you want to call it, is an issue for that. So with this funding, we'll be able to get it done. It's a top priority for MnDOT District 3. They have already started the design on it. So when we're talking shovel-ready, projects ready to go, there's no right-of-way acquisition to be had. There's really nothing in the way of the project other than funding. Huge community support. All the counties along the way, Chamber of Commerce, businesses, all very supportive. So thank you for your continued support for this corridor, and really close to getting this 40-mile stretch completed. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bott. Senator Kiffmeyer, final words on your bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. You've probably seen Interstate 94 in the news, especially on that section of interstate. Last year, snowy weather, there was an accident, and because there's only 4 lanes, there's no room to maneuver, no room for ambulances, no room for anybody to get through afterwards. And so it's a real choke point for the whole state because so much traffic travels through there. Matter of fact, probably all 87 counties on any given day travel through that portion of Interstate 94. And then the accidents choking it up, and there's no room to go. So with 6 lanes, it's going to greatly increase that road safety, enable us to be able to get the traffic through. And if there are accidents, as the high crash rating indicates, we're at least able to get our ambulances, our fire departments, and other people through to meet the needs of a heavily trafficked area with high residential areas on either side of Interstate 94 as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ask for your support.
Thank you, Senator Kiffmeyer. The last bill on our agenda is Senator Pratt on Highway 169 and County State Aid Highway 9 interchange. Senator Pratt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, and unfortunately, Senate File XXX, I think as it's officially known still, is a very important project, not only for Scott County and the city of Jordan, but for the region in total. Over 50% of our agricultural product travels on Highway 169 at some point in time, and at least in our area, much of that coming up from southern Minnesota is going to the ports of Savage. And this is the last stoplight in a stretch between the Twin Cities and St. Peter that freight is moving on. But it's also extremely important for the economic development and the safety for the residents of Jordan and the citizens of Scott County. What you'll notice in the bill is that there are really 3 projects. The Bluff Drive at 169, which is one that the bonding committee saw. Then you've got the main interchange at 169, 282 and County Road 9, which is in front of the committee today. And then eventually County Road 59 and US 169, which will be an important way to help traffic move during the construction, but also to help move traffic with future growth. Mr. Chair, those are my opening comments, and I'd allow my testifiers to go.
I have Ms. Freese.
Thank you. I think I'll defer to the mayor first, Mayor Franklin.
You're going to yield to the mayor.
I get that a lot these days.
You go right ahead. Please identify yourself, Mr. Mayor, and proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Mike Franklin. I have the privilege of serving as the mayor of Jordan, Minnesota. And, we're a small, tight-knit community, and the safety is really what I want to stress today. So we're here to advocate for Senator Pratt's bill for that purpose. As he mentioned, we are the last signalized intersection between Champlin and St. Peter. And an intersection at this location will greatly reduce the public safety risk to travelers in and through this area, as well as the commercial benefits which Senator Pratt mentioned. We see this intersection has over 35,000 vehicles a day traffic passing through it, and thereby through the city of Jordan. Between 2018 and 2020, there were 83 crashes at this intersection, 25 of which involved injuries and 58 involving property damage. And given that high percentage of trucks, even slow-moving accidents can be really dangerous and life-threatening, in fact. Just on Easter Sunday, there was an accident at this very intersection which resulted in life-threatening injuries to one of the passengers. In addition to the safety concerns, you heard about some of the economic benefits of this project. Senator Pratt mentioned that 50% of Minnesota corn, soybeans, and ethanol shipments are made on 169 to the ports of Savage, and 15% of the daily trips on this highway are heavy commercial traffic, and the need to stop at this signal not only increases time, but also emissions. So, the project partners, which are the city, the county, Scott County, which you hear from, and the Minnesota Department of Transportation. We've already invested very significant resources to help develop a project concept to eliminate this signalized intersection and improve safety and mobility. And as you've heard from some of your testifiers today, and you'll hear from us, we're almost there. There is broad agency and stakeholder support for the project, and our project partners have advanced this project to the final design and environmental documentation phase. The only remaining factor is a small but manageable funding gap, which Senator Pratt is helping us with today. With that investment, we have an extremely high degree of confidence that that gap will close and this project will begin construction on time to meet the terms of our federal RAISE grant, which we received just last year. So thank you. I look forward to any questions you may have. And on behalf of the residents of Jordan, we thank you very much for considering this important request.
Thank you for your testimony. Ms. Freese, would you like to speak now?
Sure, there's
Go
not
ahead.
much left to say. My name is Lisa Freese. I am the Transportation Services Director at Scott County, and I have been working as county for 15 years. And we have been working on a variety of projects on 169 in partnership with MnDOT. We're very excited to be down to these last 3 major projects on 169, and this is a very key project for us to get done to remove that last signal. For those of you who are not familiar with this area, County Road 9 also is a major river crossing in Scott County, which carries traffic across the Minnesota River. So it's a key location where people take off and go a different direction on the highway system in this area. The Ports of Savage has been mentioned. During the fall, we have a rather unique situation with the Renaissance Festival, the Yellow Barn and the various apple orchards up and down the corridor mixing with freight traffic that's in the area with the grain harvest. So putting this interchange in, sometimes the truck traffic is at 10% typically. During those fall harvest seasons, it can be upwards of 20% on 169 corridors. So having that signal there does impede the flow of traffic and create dangerous situations that this project will remediate. Right now, we are looking at a strong city and county commitment of $13 million towards this project. It's a $42 million project overall, and we currently have just right around an $11 million gap that we're hoping to fill through a variety of ways, one of which is asking you for some assistance on this project. So we really appreciate your consideration and look forward to working with you. The one thing I do also want to say is thank you very much for your contribution to helping us with design last year. We are working right now with our design full speed ahead for that delivery in 2024.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Senator Pratt, any final words on your bill?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, committee members, for sticking it out with me here till the end. As you've heard, this is a vitally important project, not only for Scott County, but for the state and the region itself. It has both federal, state, and local support. But it's also a very timely and urgent project that we need to get done. Members, you'll also see, I think in your packets, if not, I can make sure you get it, a letter from the 169 Coalition that also talks about the regional aspect. And this is a coalition that has been around for a number of years with projects from Hennepin County all the way down to Blue Earth County. They do a great job of looking at the corridor itself in total, and they are fully behind this project. And with that, Mr. Chair, that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Senator Pratt. That concludes our agenda for this afternoon, and so we are going to adjourn, but I know that Senator Dibble wants to make a comment, and I had intended to call on you, so go right ahead, Senator Dibble.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I really appreciate hearing from all the local communities. You know, I love the show and tell day in the Senate Transportation Committee. When I was in your position, I had the same, because I think it's really, really important to hear from legislators and city leaders and community leaders and the like about the needs, particularly those compelling needs where you see very substantial and significant safety issues where there have been a number of tragedies in corridors. But you see the growth, the economic growth, the vitality, the hopes and aspirations of that. But I do have to say, Mr. Chair, as you probably know.
I've been waiting for the but.
Yeah. You know, I followed along very closely along this matrix that MnDOT provided to us a few days ago, doing an analysis of each of these proposals, which have already landed in the bill that's now, I believe, on the floor, that we'll be taking up on the floor soon. And, you know, it just shows the benefit of of really taking more time and, having the benefit of the process that the STIP lends itself to, as well as the, the ongoing planning documents and planning efforts that MnDOT engages in. And if we're going to do this sort of thing, if we're going to establish the list of the projects, if we decide there's going to be some sort of hybrid process, or we're going to throw out the way that we develop the project list, I think we would benefit from having these kinds of hearings during the interim or at the top of session, or maybe even taking a look at the report that we just got a week or two ago, the Meaningful Legislative Input into Project Selection Report, and out of which 15 recommendations emerged, which I think acknowledge some of your arguments that there can be more opportunity for communities working with their elected legislative representatives to have some more qualitative and quantitative impact on the list. We've done quite a bit of reform in years past in response to a lot of criticism from myself and Senator Senjum and others, which I think has been meaningful and substantive, but legislators aren't taking advantage of some of the opportunities that already exist. And I'm looking at this letter that invites us proactively from MnDOT to engage with the local planning organizations, the area transportation groups and the like, to have these kinds of conversations so that we're not complaining at the back end that projects that we've been trying to get on the list for 40 years simply aren't on the list. Because if we're going to be actually passing the proposals that are in your bill as they're currently construed and written, there's a lot of problems. Environmental studies haven't been done. The local partnership hasn't been established. There's huge funding gaps. In some cases, the money's already in place. These sorts of things would really need to be buttoned up before we'd be ready to actually pass a number of these projects legislatively and require MnDOT to undertake them, because MnDOT can't. And in some cases, they simply can't move forward, or if they can, they can't move forward for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So I appreciate the opportunity to hear, and it's exciting and it's fun, but I just don't think this is the way to establish projects that MnDOT. And I'll also add, there are a number of instances where the funding is simply not eligible out of the Trunk Highway Fund, something that we spent quite a bit of time talking about this last year. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Dibble. And just so that we understand, at the very beginning of the session, I sent out, I believe it was 2 emails to every senator indicating that if you have a project in your district, prepare a bill and drop it. And I'd like to have a hearing on your specific project. The list of bills that we heard today is as a result of a response to those requests. It is not my intention, never was my intention, to replace the project selection process with exclusively legislative input, but I do believe, and I believe very strongly, that legislators, in response to their constituents, just like we had today, is meaningful, and I think MnDOT ought to be listening to what senators and representatives and constituents have to say about their local projects, because I think they know more about their local projects than a representative from MnDOT sitting in St. Paul does. There's meaningful input at the local level, and that's what I am attempting to point out. I'm trying to shine a light on it. As to the document, Senator Dibble, that you referred to, I will express my disappointment that MnDOT could have gotten this document to us earlier. I received this document on April 18th, and in it there is a number of criticisms for the various projects. And perhaps MnDOT these bills that we heard today have been dropped as early as January of this year. Perhaps MnDOT could have been a little bit more proactive and work with us in trying to develop a project selection process that allows for this meaningful input that I am trying to accomplish. And it has not been that easy to accomplish. So in no way am I attempting to replace the process, but I do think that there is a place for legislators and their constituents to have meaningful input into the project selection process. Now with that, I have a meeting with Chair Hornstein in about 30 seconds. So we are adjourned.